After comparing and viewing the data inside the Mergetool, sometimes it's also easier to actually get an overview of the log in a text file. So if I go here and say I want to export my log, compare log, I can actually select the old and new version and think that one if I want to filter. But then I can go in here and say I want to export my log in here. And there's a log format before and after, and there's several options. But just click OK here, and let's go take a look at how this actually looks in here. So if I look at my log here that I created, this one is now a log explaining everything I could see in my contrast. The changes, each individual change is marked as a few lines before and a few lines after. So in this case you can see it's in the procedure import transformation XML file. And these two lines are the same. This line is the one that is changed, and then these two lines down here are also changed in here. That's maybe a lot of information. Like this one, I'm looking at functional changes, so maybe I don't really want to see all this stuff in here. So let's go actually export the log again in here. So I'll go export my compare log, and this time I want to say I want to have no object properties in here. So my file is currently 417 kilobytes I have to look through, and I'll just replace the same file in here. I can see my new file is now only 371 kilobytes in here, so I almost lost 100 kilobytes of code, and now it only shows me the real changes in here of what actually is changed of functional code in here. So this one is an easy way of actually go through and see that one. There's several other functions in the log. Some people will like different formats. So as you go in and export here, I can select before, old, after, before, new, after. I could select another format like just see before code, the old code, the new code, and after. This one will make it a little more compressed. I could also change how many lines before and after I would actually like to see, and then I can go ahead and click OK in here. So yeah, I want to overwrite that one again, and if I go take a look, now my file got even smaller because I actually took away the beginning part again, and ultra-edit will say here it's changed. So now I have my equal lines, my old code, my new code, and my common code at the bottom down here. So this one makes it even more compressed to actually see the changes in here. All these options for exporting, by the way, can be set up inside the merge setup. If you want to do a standard log format that is different, you can actually go ahead and do that one. If you want to do a different set of equal lines to match or to display, you can also do that one in here. So there's a couple more log formats in here, and I'll just explain what those are. One will only be headers, so it only have the beginning and the percentage of change. I can also do the whole objects. So if I went through and did this one, it will have some before, after, and let's just try run this one again. And this one is going to be huge because it's going to have all the code in it now. So it's now almost 2 megabytes in here. And if I go to ultra-edit, I can see in here the code starts, then there was some old new code, old new, and as I go down, I can see if I can find it down here somewhere. It's not a big change anywhere in here. So here it is, the other change for old to new in here. So there's a lot of log in here, but it makes it real visual and say, hey, this one is exactly where it actually goes in the code. So if you're going to maybe implement it, maybe not, this one is actually a good way, because then you can go through, search for it, delete the one of the statements you actually don't want in here. So yeah, so that's the different options for exporting the log in the Mergetool.